Hello, I'm ToycatA, and welcome back to Seeds Sunday. This is the weekly series where I show you seeds that are particularly interesting and worth checking out in some way. And in today's Seeds Sunday, I have something incredibly interesting because it seems as though you just spawn on a plains biome surrounded by a desert when you check out this seed, which is a fairly average spawn, one of the more common types of spawn, I would say. But the interesting thing about this seed is that if you just turn around from spawn and you head in this direction towards the savannah, you'll find something incredibly interesting because not only is there this desert, which as you can see is a very thin desert, like kind of strapped on both sides between this river plains biome and between a savannah, but also you'll find yourself a desert temple. A desert temple slightly covered in sand. This is not the most common type. It's always interesting to find desert temples which are up to this level in the sand because it implies something went a bit wrong with their generation, but that's not the only thing that went wrong with the generation of this one, and you probably weren't seeing this one coming unless it's in the title or thumbnail, in which case you totally guess that yes, inside of this desert temple there is genuinely a mob spawner. As you can see, the mob spawner was slightly destroyed by the desert temple, but in a weird only partial form, and it means that you have this open but still spawning mob spawner that is effectively the size of an entire desert temple, at least where there's light. It's kind of crazy to look at, it's kind of wild, but even weirder than that is the fact that there's two chests just like this, and even weirder than both those things is the fact that if you really want to, I actually recommend keeping this how it is, but if you want to collapse this entire thing, you can actually do it from the outside. All you've got to do is just break a single sand block anywhere around here, and then this will happen. You're obviously choking to death, but then the mob spawner will be covered up and gone. This is just the start of the interesting things that happens with today's seed, and if you enjoy Seed Sunday, make sure to like the video and let me know because it helps out the channel a lot. And let's be honest, reminding people to like the video for some reason increases the number of likes. I don't even need likes, they just make me feel better about myself, so why don't you do that for me? Thank you very much. And if you want to do something for you, why don't you subscribe so you can see more of these videos? Anyway, with that said, let's talk about this seed as a whole because it's not just an interesting mob spawner. As you can see, that is like the tip of the iceberg. It's a great, fun, interesting thing. It's a great way to get cat, it's a great way to get 13, as well as all hosts of other weird things that you can only find in these mob spawner chests, like saddles, one of my favorite examples, but also there's a bucket, some bones, some coal even, but this is just a great little stepping point because although I totally love this, it's a thing to come back to. Having a mob spawner this high up, it's seriously at Y6, oh wait, wrong there, but it's at Y65, which is kind of nutty if you don't destroy it. I really don't recommend doing that, but you can. But yeah, so the crazy thing about this is not only is there a mob spawner that high up next to a desert temple, next to the spawn, but also if we just head a little bit further to the north in the same direction we were heading before, you'll find how it's interesting that that's not the only thing here. So we pass a ravine which has some lava in, and unlike most people who talk about seeds, I'm not going to be like, yeah, every ravine that I've ever seen is the most interesting thing in the world. Ravines aren't horribly uncommon. Finding one close to spawn is nice, but this is just one of the things you can find, although if you watched my natural build projects, you could do something with this, because this is just a little stepping point, a little way to know that you're in the right direction before heading towards this acacia village. And this savannah village, acacia village, is a really nice little thing. As you can see, we've got cats, we've got the iron golem, we've got villagers, and better than all those things, we've also got a ruined portal. So again, two structures that are very, you don't think of them as being related at all, manage to kind of coincide in the same place right here. We've got ourselves, as you can clearly see, a village and a ruined portal, and this ruined portal is not just any ruined portal. It's you've got a gold block on it, which is always nice. It's got a chest, which is always nicer, which again, it's always going to be random, but in this case we've got golden carrots and some obsidian to help finish that up. And yeah, it's also interesting because this is one of the few ways when a portal generates like this to get yourself some stone brick, this or cracked stone brick or mossy stone brick this early on in the game. Obviously now these are all craftable recipes, which is one of those things that I think is a good thing that they did, but I'm kind of sad that these aren't limited blocks. But still, if you want to get these blocks nice and early, you can totally do that just by going into this cave near spawn. And then also, obviously, it's a ruined portal. Do you know what you can do with ruined portals? I'm gonna blow your mind because did you know you can turn them into non-ruined portals? You can make them into, if only there was a word for a non-ruined portal. I don't think there is one. So what we can do, if we grab ourselves a flint and steel, as you better believe we're going to, what we can actually do is we can light it and we can go to the nether, and again, Keeping in the theme of this seed, it's a better than average Nether, again, which combines, I wouldn't say combines things, but it has a very interesting kind of spawn. Look at this, you spawn in a weird circular style cave. It almost looks like a heart, but like a little bit ruined. Maybe like a rocket ship, you could say. But yeah, you spawn in a weird cave, it's surrounded on all sides by nothing, which makes it very safe, but also kind of annoying to get out of. Like you have to make a staircase, or what I recommend doing instead is actually just tunneling right through here. You can make a little tunnel just like this, and although it takes a few blocks, you end out on the other side, super close to one of the other things you can love about this seed. It's a Bastion Remnant. So yeah, Bastion Remnants are something a lot of people, especially now that 1.16.2, it's obviously been out for a while, but if you haven't played around with Piglin Bastions and with the Piglin Brutes in Survival yet, which I have not, then maybe you want to do that right over here. Boom, that's real nice. But also, it's a great way to access a bunch of chests. Chest number 1, chest number 2. Wow, what's that? Without very little effort. Oh, there's chest number 3. And yeah, just having a lot of chests is real nice. And that's obviously, this is a nice Bastion Remnants because it's not just those ones. There's obviously down here as well, which gives you even more chests. Lots of free stuff. Lots of gold blocks even found around here if you look carefully. And yeah, I love these places because it's an opportunity to get yourself a lot of stuff. And also, you know, kill some piglins, get some arrows, do all the good stuff that you want to do. That's the point of the Nether, in my opinion. You had to make it rhyme, even if it doesn't make any sense this time. If we head back to the overworld though, you'll find that that's not the end of why this seed is great. There are many other things that are worth pointing out of every seed, but I tried to keep kind of tie things together in a world, because the interesting thing about Minecraft seeds is everything is findable in some Minecraft seed at some point. Sure, I could say that 10,000 blocks away there's a woodland mansion. Actually, how many thousands of blocks away is there a woodland mansion? Let's confirm that one for you. Wow, it's only 21,000 blocks away. Pretty average for a Minecraft world. The truth is that's not so exciting because most people aren't hyped to spend a 21,000 block journey going somewhere, but you might be hyped about the fact that just north of that village, Ruin Portal combo, which is just north of the Desert Temple, and Mob Spawner combo, which you can do some cool stuff with, just north of that, you can see, again, it's a very short journey north, you'll end up in a plains biome. In fact, most of the Savannah village, if you look carefully, is in a plains biome, which means you won't find too many Savannah villages. Most of them look like plains villages, which I find interesting. Maybe you don't, but if you don't, then clearly you're not me, because that's something I like, okay? But I love villages in the wrong biome, but you'll see how it's like a plains biome that continuously goes on. But just a little north here, you don't even have to go this north, but this is the flattest bit, because plains biomes have one amazing purpose in Minecraft that people often forget about, but that amazing purpose is the ability to just be a flat ground for you to place and for you to like build whatever you want onto. And look how flat this ground over here actually is, with just a tiny exception of a minor molehill in the center and also a little tree right here. Wow, that's really annoying to chop down. You can have a huge, absolutely giant real estate to build whatever you want on. Want to build a city? Sure. Want to build a tower to your own failures? Sure. Although I don't think there's enough space here for that, am I right? Yeah, you just got roasted how you like that. But also, it's not just a plains biome, it's a plains biome, because the theme of this Seed Sunday is everything combines together. It's a plains biome where there's a couple of exposed caves, so most people already have the iron and the coal and stuff. You're looking for something more substantial, something kind of fun. So by going down this little hole right here and just kind of following it through a couple of caves, it is a very big cave mess, I'll admit, you'll find yourself an abandoned mineshaft. That's right, just about 20 blocks below the spawn over here in this plains biome, you're going to find an abandoned mineshaft, which is really cool. I mean, it's a, oh god. Which is really cool. I mean, it's a great way to find name tags. It's a great way to find pumpkin seeds and melon seeds. It's also just a great way to find the more rare ores if you go lower down. But personally, I just love these as a thing to have because it's access to lots of weird, rare resources. Again, even if you have no interest in ores, no interest in mining, because even though it's called Minecraft, you think the caves are just good enough right now because you don't spend enough time in them. Well, that's a problem, Mr. I don't like a cave update. But ignoring the theme of 1.17, what we can instead talk about is the fact that, hey, look, cobwebs, rare, nice. There are name tags, rare and nice. If we go find another chest around here, that'll be rare and nice. Also, even better than that, as you can see, it's a mob spawner mixed in there again. Again, look how close this is to the surface. It's actually about 30 blocks, so this is not close to the surface in any way. But yeah, that is something I discovered right now while looking for something else. But hey, look, mob spawners in here too. Why not? Why not get yourself a second mob spawner trap? But as well as mob spawners that shouldn't be here, there are mob spawners that should be, because there are cave spider spawners. There's also access to all sorts of other weird things, because this is just a very fascinating cave that will lead you, if you want it to, all the way down to Diamond Lair. And if you think that diamonds aren't good enough to justify going far down. Maybe you should go to bit.ly/cave update and you should vote for a cave update. I mean, not that we need to, because it's definitely happening. But leaving that to the side, let's hop out of this cave, which I'll admit is a bit of a nightmare to use natural sources. You might want to make like a giant excavation down here, like make a giant mine. I mean, it's up to you, obviously, how you want to do that. But the other interesting thing about this is the fact that all these things being close together, interesting combinations of different structures, and really good biomes in my opinion. I always talk non-stop, especially in the speedrunning sense, about how plains, savanna biomes, and deserts are the best, and notice how, heading in this direction, you've got 1,000 blocks of just those 3 biomes, and you're like surrounded by them on all sides too. It's real nice. But something very interesting that I noticed my first time in the seed is going back to this desert temple right here. I don't know why. I don't know why it's so weird, but it's not there that time. So there's something very interesting. Maybe I'm going insane slowly, but sometimes when you look at the seed, there's a random block of gravel over here, and I don't know why or how or where. Is gravel meant to spawn at the surface? I don't think so. But yeah, something feels a bit broken with how Minecraft Bedrock works. And I guess that's an easy way to describe how the game works as a whole. But it's just very interesting to look around and to see how like all of these biomes blend together in just nonsensical ways that maybe you find interesting or maybe you don't. But I do, and you know, this is my video. You're watching it. You could stop watching it, but then you wouldn't hear me make high quality jokes like, what did the leopard say to the tiger? Oh, what's that? You're gonna have to wait till next Seed Sunday to hear the answer to that one. You know, that's a terrible joke. That's not a fun setup. Fun setups have to be like so ridiculous you don't know what's coming. Like, hey, what did the beep 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 say to the man on the bike? And you know, that's something you'll have to find out next time. But no, more seriously, I hope you'll enjoy this week's Seed Sunday. It's super interesting to me how consistent these 3 biomes are here. If you want a smooth building experience with some, you know, interesting structures mixed in, this is the seed for you. If you want variety in your biomes, this is not the seed for you. I'm going to be honest, you got the 3 biomes we're normally talking about. You got a tiny bit of flower forest, which is nice and great and like better than not having one, don't get me wrong. But if you want your mesas, if you want your woodland mansions, all the stuff like that, you're going to struggle a little bit to find it right here. And that's something I like to be honest with about in Seed Sunday, that not every seed is going to be right for everyone. The point of Minecraft seeds, having 4 billion of them, if you're on Bedrock, and 18 quintillion of them if you're on Java, the point of them is that you can find one that's right for you. Is this seed right for you? Some would say yes, and some would say hell yes. But some people would also say no. And that's the most important thing. I hope you all enjoyed this video, because now I've got to go. See you all next time. That'd be reverse schizophrenia. That's kind of what parasocial relationships are, right? Accidentally thinking that a group of people are all one person and that you are that one person. You know, I should be a psychologist, my high quality takes. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.